All right, let's go ahead and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for the day, Lord. Thank you for the lessons you've given us. Thank you for the students here. Just pray you help us in this class, Lord, in Jesus' name, amen. All right, so let's do the test that I handed back to you real quick before we look at the homework. Any questions?
On the test,
Yes, the test I just handed back.
like the last question, number 25, was the,
The bonus one?
you know,
All right, we'll skip that one for right now. We'll come back. Remind me, we'll come back to it. Yes?
what's the answer to 7?
Anybody else?
What is the answer to 2? I don't know how that. Did I use simple math wrong? Negative 240. It's not the same. What's the difference? Oh, it's supposed to be plus. Dang it.
Because when I first looked at it, I said, oh, she did it wrong because it didn't look like it had a negative there. And I should have looked down here at first. They still were running the same amount of points off.
Literally help me anyway. 5 and 6. This is the other thing.
Yeah, because
The pi doesn't change it.
they left a constant.
I don't know.
Pi is equal to 4, so it's never going to change. Pi is a variable. Right, so it's 4. It is because this is a positive. And then the coefficient being 4 pi. Right, your calculated variable is. So therefore we agree this. Now what's your variable? Yes. And the constant, or the coefficient would be what? Yeah. Right, so when you see this will always tell you what the variable is, because the variable is going to be placed in your, your function notation.
To solve it.
You know what you're looking at? Yeah, remember your K goes.
I solved it.
All right, any other questions? All right, let's look at your homework then. Yes, ma'am.
I just write it, I wrote it wrong.
You had it right here.
Yeah, I don't, for none.
Yes.
How is this?
So your denominator is your, yes.
I put a positive and negative or not. This is what I mean.
Correct, what you did is right. Well,
Like you use both, I have my hands like this, like
It's over.
press
I know, because your back is all bunched up.
no, you didn't switch it.
I literally went back into that class and then he
Oh,
goes,
okay.
drag your schedule, and I'm like, bro,
This-
it's like
this
3
is
years
wrong.
here. And then he's like, you know, I'm not
Right.
life is
So
relative.
you should have,
I'm like,
do the, put a square root,
literally.
go ahead, put a square root symbol.
yeah, no, I should have gone, so I just had to put it in my sleeve,
And then,
to the top of the book, my sleeve.
Yeah, bro.
questions? All right, questions in your homework?
Can you go over on even problem?
All the even problems?
Yeah, just the answer. Can you check the answer?
What was the homework assignment again?
It was,
242,
it was a lot.
168, 21, 22, 33, yeah.
What was the first one?
1,
Number one?
yeah.
All right, so I don't need to give you the answer for that one, right?
Mm.
All right, what's the second one?
6.
6? Okay, so we can work through them together. What are the zeros?
Negative
Minus 2,
What is it?
x equals -2, and 9.
What's that?
No.
9,
9? Any other zeros?
no.
All right. So why wouldn't the 4x squared plus 1 not be a 0?
Cause it's,
Because
oh, you have to square it.
Square what?
Not a real.
It's negative.
All right, it's not a real.
no real
Correct.
number.
So if you try to solve that, you get a negative square root, and you can't take the square root of a negative. Okay? So if I pick a number bigger than 9, what do I get? What kind of answer do I get?
Positive.
Positive. What's gonna happen at 9? Is it gonna cross or touch? Touch. So after 9, it's gonna be positive. What's gonna happen at -2? Cross or touch? Cross, so therefore it would be negative. All right, there's my sign chart. All right, so they're asking you, where's the function 0? -2 and 9. Then it says, where is it positive?
9 to infinity.
What's that?
-2, 9.
All right, -2 to 9,
And
and
9 to infinity.
9 to infinity. Are they included?
Yeah. No.
No, so it should have parentheses. So parentheses, -2 to 9, and 9 to infinity. And where is it negative?
Negative infinity to negative 2.
Negative infinity to -2, correct. All right, where's the next one?
8.
8. All right? What are my zeros?
Negative
2 and,
4/3.
all right, 4/3 before 2 or after 2? Any others?
No.
All right, if I put a number bigger than 2 in, what do I get?
Positive.
Positive, crossing or touching at 2.
Crossing.
So therefore I'm gonna have
Positive.
negative with the crosses. All right, 4/3 crossing or touching.
Crossing.
At -1/2, crossing or touching.
Crossing.
All right, they are asking me to find what?
The positive and negatives and zeros.
No, number 8, what do they ask me to find?
Negative?
Anything that is less than or equal to
0.
0. So where am I less than or equal to 0?
Negative infinity to negative 1/2.
Negative infinity to -1/2. Is the -1/2 included or not included?
Included.
Included. And where else?
4/3 to 2. They're included.
So there's my answer. All right, whereas number 1 through 6, they were asking for everything. Here, they're just asking you to solve. So they're looking for the values that would make this equation less than or equal to 0. All right, what was the next one? 24?
20, yeah.
24? All right, what are my zeros?
3/2.
Is that the only one?
Yeah.
Another one's not a real.
All right, 3/2. If I pick a number greater than 3/2, where am I at?
Positive.
Positive? Crossing or touching at 3/2.
Touch.
So therefore, I will be
Positive.
positive. Does everybody agree? Okay, so they're asking us to do what? Solve the following inequalities for the given, letter A, where is it greater than 0?
X is not
Negative
equal to
infinity.
3/2.
All right, so negative infinity 3/2, not included, and then 3/2
Or
to infinity. Letter B says, where is it greater than or equal to 0? Negative infinity to infinity. Because it's 3/2 is included, then it can just do other way. Alright, where am I less than 0?
So that's solution.
Alright, none. And where am I less than or equal to 0? None. Oh, I'm sorry, less than or equal to 0 should be 3/2, correct. Any questions on that one?
But it's not less than 0, right?
But it says less than or equal to, that's what that stands for, less than or equal to, and it's equal to at 3/2. All right, what's the next one?
38.
32? Where are my zeros?
1 over 2.
1 and 2?
1 over 2. Oh, I mean 1/3. 1/3. I got 1/3.
1/3?
-3.
-3?
And 5. But why is it -3 and 5? Because
I just asked for zeros.
that, like -3 and 5 are 0.
I know, I'm just asking you, I'm just asking you guys, what are my zeros?
1/3, 5, and then
3
3.
and -5, or 5 and -3 are not zeros.
Yeah. It's just one
No,
third.
because they're under, because one.
Alright, I just want, what are my zeros? My zeros come from where? Numerator, so just 1/3 is my zeros. Now, what are my vertical asymptotes?
-3.
-3. Everybody agree? And then
The square root of 5.
square root of 5. That means,
Greater than 5.
alright, I can only use numbers that are greater than 5. So I can't use any of these.
Wait, greater than 5?
Alright, because square root of x minus 5, x minus 5 must be greater than or equal to 0, because the denominator can only be greater than. So x must be greater than 5, so I can't use anything less than 5. Alright, going back to domains.
So anything in the denominator cannot be.
No. The square root of x minus 5, what's my domain?
5.
5 or more. X must be greater than, or x minus 5 has to be greater than 0. Because otherwise, if it's less than 0, if it's less than 0, can I take the square root of a negative?
No.
No. So therefore, the numbers I'm allowed to use have to be greater than 0, correct?
Okay.
Just like back when we talked about domains. So therefore, when I solve x minus 5 is greater than 0, x must be greater than 5. So that means I can't use anything less than 5. So all that other information is moot, because I don't need to know, don't need to worry about the rest of the information. Where is my function going to be 0? Nowhere. Where is my function going to be undefined?
Everywhere.
No, not everywhere.
Negative infinity to 5.
Negative infinity to 5. Is 5 included?
No.
Yes. Because I cannot use 5.
Doesn't that just be 0?
Alright? Because if I use 5, that square root of x minus 5 would be what? 0. And can I have 0 in the denominator? No. Alright? And then it says, where will I be positive? Well, if I put a number larger than 5 in there, what will I have? positive. So where will I be positive?
And 5 to infinity?
5 to infinity. Will 5 be included?
No.
No, it would not. Alright, where will I be negative?
When you do anything less than 5.
But can I do anything less than 5?
No.
No, so there won't be negative anywhere.
Got it.
Make sense to everyone?
Sure.
Okay.
Like halfway there.
Okay. We good?
Mm-hmm.
Larry, we good? Okay. Oh, what's the next one?
Technically, well, the next even is 38.
38?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we're gonna factor the top. Factor the top into what?
X plus 1 times x minus 2 over x minus 3 squared.
Alright, what are my zeros?
Negative 5 and 2,
What are my vertical asymptotes?
3.
Okay, so if I pick a number greater than 3, what do I get?
Positive.
Positive? What's gonna happen at 3? Will I stay the same or will I flip? Stay the same because my multiplicity is even. What's gonna happen at 2? Crossing. What's gonna happen at negative 5? Crossing. So there's my sign chart. They're asking me for where am I 0? Negative 5 and 2. Where am I undefined? At x equals 3. Where am I positive? Negative infinity to negative 5.
And 2
2 to 3. Are they included?
No.
No, they are not included. And
3 to infinity.
3 to infinity. Where am I negative?
Negative 5 to 2.
Negative 5 to 2.
It just asked for less than 0.
What's that?
I'm sure just ask for less than 0.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong instructions. Okay, less than 0 would be
Negative 5 and 2.
negative 5 to 2, correct. I was looking at the instructions for 25 to 32, I fault. Alright, what's the next one? 52? What are my zeros?
Negative 5 first. And 2.
Everybody agree? Yes?
Yeah.
Alright, if I pick a number greater than 2, what will I have?
Positive.
Positive. What's going to happen at 2?
Touch.
I'm going to touch because it's a absolute value. That is correct. What's going to happen at negative 5 thirds?
Touch.
It's going to touch. So therefore I'm going to be positive. They're asking me for where am I less than 0?
No solution.
No solution. I do know somebody watched my video. That's great. All right, any other questions? 54. What are my zeros?
Negative 1.
0 and 4.
Alright, 0 and 4 is correct. undefined?
-1.
If I pick a number bigger than 4, where am I at?
-2.
Positive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what happens at 4?
Cross.
Crosses? What happens at 0?
Touch.
Okay, they're asking me to find the places where x is gonna make the equation less than 0.
-1 to 0. And
Which-
0 to 4.
Everybody agree? Any other questions? All right, if you know the concepts, these are not really that difficult. You just gotta remember where it crosses, where it doesn't, find your zeros, your asymptotes, where it's undefined. Just everything that we've been doing so far in the past lessons kind of builds onto this lesson. These actually are sort of fun to do. So, any other questions?
I have a question on kind of sort of related to this. When's the test for this?
The test for this? Friday. I possibly could have it tomorrow, but we're gonna do it Friday.
We couldn't have any verses for exam.
No. Any other questions?
What's the test over?
Test is gonna be over 2.6, 2.7, and 2.8.
Do you want,
I do want your quizzes, yes.
Do you want the research paper?
If you have it, yes, please. Yes, I'll take it. Just put that right here Friday. Everything else you should have sent me, that's correct? One of the different over should have been Friday. Alright. Can you print that one out either?
No, I told you my printer wasn't working.
Yeah, out in the woods.
My printer wasn't working.
Do you want the homework also from to try it?
There you go.
Yes.
I wrote everything down though.
It doesn't work at Roxville either?
I was at dinner. Leave me alone.
So you need homework and test, quiz?
Homework and quiz, yes.
Oh, I forgot to give you my homework.
Well, you just did that one during class when we didn't run over everything.
I did the odds too, don't worry.
Alright, when you get it, just give it to me.
Don't worry, I did the odds. Look at that, 33. Did it all by myself.
What, the only one you did?
No, I did 1 by myself. I did 7. Don't worry, I did the homework. I wrote a lot wrong, so I had to correct it. That's all.
if this ever happens again, I don't know if it will, and I do send you a quiz, you either gotta print it off. If you don't print it off, you have to write down everything that's on that quiz,
I did do that.
okay? That means instructions, questions, and everything,
I didn't write the instructions.
alright? Because I don't wanna have to go back to the quiz and see what's going on. So you have to write everything down, so it's easier to just print it off if you can. And again, I know distance learning is difficult, guys, it's just as difficult for me as well. Because I get 6 classes, 50 students, emails every day that I have to sort through, and it's much easier for me to just take all the quizzes and grade them all at one time than me have to go through each one separately. Plus I have to sit down and do all the homework so I can show it on the video, so where I'm not doing the homework as the videos to save as much time, and then I have to do the videos, and then my wife has to do her videos, and my son has to watch his videos, so it's just as difficult for us teachers as it is for you. So I appreciate your hard work during that, and your emails, and I didn't mind the questions. Send me questions if you have questions, definitely, to do that. And any time, we can always Google Meet at any time that if you have questions or anything. All right, so your test deals with 2.6, 2.7, 2.8. Turn to page 247. Page 247, starting at number 67. Describe how the graph of the given function can be obtained by transforming the graph of the reciprocal function 1 over x. Identify the horizontal and vertical asymptotes. So we got x, negative x plus 7 over x minus 5. So how are we going to transform this to get the information that we need? We're on page 247, number 67. Are we going to divide it? So we had negative x plus 7. And we're going to divide by x minus 5. X goes to negative x how many times?
Once.
Or negative 1. So this is what we have now, f of x equals 2 over x minus 5 minus 1. So now we can very easily see how does 1 over x transfer to this. All right, so what do we do first?
Right 5.
Move right 5 units, whatever we did to the x first. Then?
Something.
Vertical stretch by?
2.
By a factor of 2, because 1 changed to 2 by multiplying by 2. So move to the right 5 units, vertical stretch by factor of 2, and then
Down 1.
move down 1. Alright? Vertical asymptote
5.
at 5. 0. Where's my 0?
7.
At 7? Horizontal asymptote. So what quadrant am I in? Where will my graph start?
First quadrant.
Up here, because I know I have to go through 7. So therefore I'm going to go through, what's my y-intercept?
7 over 5.
Alright, which is approximately,
Wait, how did we get 7? Oh, because
is negative x plus 7 over x minus 5, correct?
And the horizontal is negative 1.
Horizontal is negative 1, negative x over x. What's my y-intercept?
Is it negative 7 over 5?
Which is approximately what? Alright,
1.2.
1 point something? Here's my graph.
1.4.
Pretty close. Yep. Alright. Number 69. X squared plus x plus 1. Over x squared minus 1. Zeros.
One. No. Oh,
If I try to factor that, I'm looking for factors of 1 that will add up to equal 1.
1 times 1.
no, negative.
Factors of 1 that will add up to 1.
Negative 1 and negative 1. No, negative 1 and.
There's none.
There is none. My only factors of 1 are 1, and those don't add up to 1. So therefore, do I have any zeros? No, no zeros. I can double check just by doing my discriminant. I do b squared minus 4ac. B squared is 1 minus 4 times a times c, which is 4, and 1 minus 4 is
Negative 3.
negative 3. Therefore, I have no real roots by using my discriminant. That's just part from the quadratic formula. Y-intercept,
Negative 1.
-1. Asymptotes,
Negative, or 1,
x equals
1,
1, x equals
1,
negative 1,
negative
y equals
0,
1.
1.
oh,
Remember our leading terms, x squared over x squared. So now I have the information I can do to graph. No zeros, y-intercept is negative 1. Asymptotes, x equals 1. X equals negative 1. And I have a y equals 1. So that tells me my y-intercept tells me I'm down here. Again, I'm very symmetric. I can't go through here because I can't cross this asymptote. So therefore I come through this and it comes back down. When I cross this asymptote, I cross the horizontal asymptote, so I'm up here. When I cross this asymptote, I cross this asymptote, so I'm up here. So there's my graph.
Wait, so how do you find the two other ones?
Well, what's going to happen when I go here? Am I going to be the same place or am I going to be opposite places? What's my x minus 1 times x plus 1? What's my multiplicity of these?
1.
They're odd, so there I go opposite. Alright, so if I'm down here, over here I'll be up. If I'm down here, when I cross over here, I would be up. It was an even multiplicity. If I was here, then I would stay here, if it was even. So that's how I know. Makes sense. Alright, so the limit, x approaches infinity, of f of x equals
negative infinity, or
X approaches infinity.
Is
1.
1. Alright, remember my in behavior limits are always going to my horizontal asymptote. My horizontal asymptote here is y equals 1, so I'm going to 1. So therefore the limit, as x approaches negative infinity of f of x, equals
Negative 1.
1.
No,
1.
Dang it.
Alright, my in behavior limits should be the same. Very rarely, not never, but very rarely will they be different. Okay, when will they be different? If we have a slant asymptote or oblique asymptote, is where they would be different. The limit as x approaches 1 from the negative side, the limit as x approaches 1 from the positive side.
Both
Negative side is?
infinity.
Positive side is?
Positive.
Positive infinity. On the left side I'm negative, right side I'm positive. The limit as x approaches negative 1 from the positive side, and the limit as x approaches negative 1 from the negative side. Right hand side of negative 1,
Negative infinity.
negative infinity. Left hand side of negative 1, positive infinity. Again, just look on the right hand side and left hand side on those. See where is it going? Then you got your limits. So this is what I'm expecting when you do these. What are my zeros? What's my y-intercept? What's my asymptotes? My limit equations and my graph is what I'm looking for. Yes, ma'am.
There was one question on the homework where like there's slanted and like a straight and it goes like this.
Uh-huh.
How can you know?
Do you remember which one it was? No?
I don't remember the name.
Alright. See if I can find it. Look at 72 then. G of x equals x squared minus 3x. Minus 7. I don't like that. Let's go. Minus 4. X plus 3. Alright, so here's our function. So if we factor the top, I get. If I factor the top,
4, negative 4, x plus 1.
zeros.
4,
1 or negative 1.
Negative 1 and 4, correct? Y-intercept,
negative 4,
negative 4/3. Asymptotes,
x equal negative 3.
alright, my numerator degree is bigger than my denominator degree, so therefore I don't have a horizontal, I have a oblique or a slant. So how do I find that? Divide. So x squared minus 3x minus 4 divided by x plus 3. X goes in x squared how many times?
20. Or
X. Subtract.
negative 6, x minus 4.
X goes in negative 6.
6.
Negative 6.
So my slant is going to be y equals x minus 6. And I don't really have to put the 14 over x plus 3. You can if you want. You don't have to because that really doesn't have any dealings with that. Zeros, y-intercept, asymptote, slant asymptote. Any other information I need? Erase this. Zero is 4. And negative 1. Y-intercept. 4 1/3. Negative. Vertical asymptote. Negative 3. Slant asymptote. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Maybe so it's not that one.
No, I just made this one up. Oh, no, it's not this one, but it's very similar to this one. Alright, so here's my zeros. So therefore, I know I'm gonna be in this quadrant here, it's gonna be close to this asymptote, go through this zero, go through this y-intercept, go through this zero, and back toward my asymptote. Again, odd multiplicity, so when I cross this asymptote, this is up, so I'm gonna be where? If this is up, I'm gonna be where on this side?
Then,
Down, so I'm down here, and there's my graph. And that's how you know.
but what if it goes to the side?
Excuse me?
It's not going in the middle, but it goes on the side of the asymptote. That was one problem, it looked like that.
They go to the side, close to the asymptotes.
Yeah, it's not in the middle, it goes on the
Right, so if I was on this side, I would be here, getting close to here.
Yeah, but how can you find the limit if it's like that?
The limit?
Mhm.
Alright, so if I had the limit here, as I go to negative infinity, I'm going to negative infinity. If I'm on this side, if I'm going to positive infinity, where am I going?
Positive?
Positive infinity.
So it's go like that, right?
What's that?
So it's
It's
positive.
following the asymptotes. The asymptote's going up, 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 so my graph going up, 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 up. Okay? And this asymptote, right hand side of negative 3, I am positive infinity, left side up 3, negative 3, I'm negative infinity. Yes, ma'am?
How do you know how the x minus 6 was slanted?
Because if I graph that equation, it's a line going through negative 6 at the slope of 1.
So like, how do you know?
6 would be the x.
Numerator is bigger than the denominator.
So basically, every time y equals x minus something, it's gonna be a slant.
So it went.
Well, it could be x squared, it could be a parabola.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if it was just x, so
Yeah.
it was x minus 6.
It's gonna be a line,
So if it
yeah.
was gonna be x minus 5, it would be the same thing, just do 5.
Correct, slope of 1. So I go to negative 6, go up 1 across 1, up 1 across 1, up 1 across 1. So I go through negative 6 and 6. You get that?
The y equals x minus 6 is just a regular linear line equation.
So you start with negative 6,
Correct,
and then how do you know you go up?
because my slope is 1.
It's a regular graph
Yeah, yeah.
equation. It's not just.
Alright, so what I want you to do tonight, I want you to do on page 247, I want you to do numbers 70 through 82 even. 70 through 82 even. Page 247, 70 through 82 even, please.